how to crochet this stunning hexagon granny square bag step by step. You will learn exactly how to make each hexagon granny square, and I have the full written pattern text right here on screen so you can follow along easily. To make things even easier for you, I've added animated highlights so you'll always know what stitch I'm working on. And my innovative progress bar at the bottom of the screen will guide you through every stage of the bag. And that's not all. After we're done crocheting each granny square, I will walk you through how to assemble the pieces. Then we're gonna add on sturdy grommets, and finally how to crochet this gorgeous braided back straps to complete the bag. So grab your yarn and your hook and let's get started. For today's yarn, I'm using this very luxurious extra fine American merino wool by Quince and Company, and I'm also going to be using a 3mm hook. Super soft yarn, absolutely luxurious. It does come with a price tag that sometimes my husband questions, but anyhow, I think it's super worth it. Okay, so let's start working on our hexagon. So if you look at our hexagon, we're starting out with this round of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 puff stitches. I call them mini pineapple stitches. And then our second round here has 12 of these mini pineapple stitches. And then on our third round we have 18. So I'll show you round by round on how to make these. Okay, I am going to start with my magic ring. For the magic ring, I put the loop around my index finger and I go in the opposite direction around these two fingers, forming an X, and then I'll go in the center, grab my yarn and chain 1, and I give it a nice little tuck, and that is the beginning of my magic ring. So the first pineapple stitch or puff stitch looks a little bit different than the others. So what I want you to do is I want you to insert your hook and grab a loop as if to do a single crochet, yarn over, pull up a loop. So in a nutshell, the first part of the pineapple stitch is kind of like a single crochet, right? And then we're going to do 2 unfinished double crochet. So let's do the unfinished double crochet. So you yarn over, pull up a loop. Now you have 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2. And take a close look of the first stitch, which is kind of like our single crochet, and the second stitch, which is our half finished double crochet. They look identical, right? So instead of this single crochet, you can also do a chain 3. I just find this to look better. And then we're going to do another half finished double crochet. So yarn over, pull up a loop. Now you have 4 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 of them, and that's your second unfinished double crochet. You have 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through all 3 loops, and that is your first mini pineapple stitch. And then we're going to do a chain 3, 1, 2, 3. So the second pineapple stitch is going to look just a little bit different, just because we already have, you know, a loop on our hook, and we're going to do 3 unfinished double crochet. So yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. Do that again, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. One more time, yarn over, pull up a loop, and yarn over, pull through 2. Now this time around and going forward, you're going to have 4 loops on your crochet hook, yarn over, pull through all 4, and chain 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so let's do a third one together. Yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, and we're going to do it one more time for the 3rd time, and then you yarn over, pull through all 4 loops, chain 3, 1, 2, 3. So I did 1, 2, 3 of them, so I need 3 more, so I'm going to do 3 more silently, so this way you guys just follow along without being distracted by my yapping. So I did 5, 1 more. So I have 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And now I'm not going to do a chain 3. I'm going to do a chain 1. Let's close our loop. And then I'm going to do a half a double crochet into the top of the first pineapple stitch to close the loop. So yarn over, insert on top of the first puff stitch, pull up a loop. Now you have 3 loops, yarn over, pull through all 3 loops. So you're going to connect or finish the round with a half double crochet, and your stitch ends up in the middle, you know, of the space, which is where I want to be. So that was round number 1. So for round number 2, in every single space that we have here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, in every space we're gonna do 2 of the mini pineapple stitches. So in this first space here, I'm gonna put 1. So we're gonna start out with chaining 1, and then we're gonna do 3 half finished double crochet. So here's my first one, 1, 2, 3, yarn over, pull through all the loops and chain 3, 1, 2, 3. So this is the second one of the 2 that needs to go into this space, but I'm going to do 2 in each of the other ones first, and then we'll put another one into this specific space. Into the next space, you're going to do your next pineapple stitch. Yarn over, pull through all 4 loops, chain 3, and into the same space you're going to do another mini pineapple stitch, chain 3. Okay, so you have 2, and now you do 2 into the next space. Let me know in the comment section below if you would call this just a regular puff stitch. I came up with the mini pineapple stitch. I don't even know if that's the official terminology, to be honest with you guys. I have no idea. But let me know what you think it's called. Okay, so I did 2 here, 2 here. Okay, so I did 2, 2, 2. Now we need to do 2 more here, 2 more here, and I meet you over here when we do the last one into our first space, okay? All right, we got 2 pineapple stitches in each of the spaces, and into this first space, I still need to do 1 more. So go ahead and do so. And then I do not do the chain 3, but again I do a chain 1 and I do a half double crochet on top of the first stitch to close my round. And that was your round number 2. So let's take a look at our third round. So we're gonna start out here. So we're gonna do 1 puff stitch, pineapple stitch right here, followed by 1 pineapple stitch, and then we have 2 here, pineapple stitches. Then you have 1, 2, 1, 2, and we alternate until we get to the beginning again. And in the beginning where we put 1, we put in another for 2. So it's alternate, right? So it's 2 pineapple stitches, 1 pineapple stitches, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, etc., etc. So let's start out with our first one into this space. So start out with a chain 1, and then we do 3 half finished double crochet or unfinished double crochet. There was 2, there was 3, and then chain 3, and that's the first out of 2 for this specific space, but we're going to come back to here. So into the next space we're going to do 1 pineapple stitch, and then we do a chain 3, and into the next space we're going to do 2 pineapple stitches. That was my first one, chain 3, and we're going to do another one. Chain 3. Okay, so we did 1 and then 2 until the next one is 1 into the next space. Chain 3, and then in the next one we'll do 2, right? Chain 3, and let me put another one in here. Chain 3. So this is the first one, so let's ignore this for now. So we have 1 cluster, 2 cluster, 1 cluster, 2 cluster. So repeat that pattern, 1, 2, 1, 2, and then I'll meet you back over here in this space where we originally started out with, okay? Okay, so I went all the way around, and here at the end where we first started, we're gonna put 1 more pineapple stitch in here. Here we go, and just like the previous rounds, we're going to do a chain 1, and then we're going to do a half double crochet to close this round. Voila, and that was round number 3. So if you look at round number 4, it is all double crochets, and where we have the 2 cluster stitches that we just made in round number 3 is where we have 3 double crochets, chain 3 double crochets, and the 2 sides next to the single mini pineapple stitch, we have 3 double crochets, 3 double crochets, and then we find ourselves again where we had the 2 pineapple stitches, so we do 3 double crochets, chain 3 double crochets. So we're starting here, so we're starting with 3 double crochets, work our way over here, and when we close the round into the same space, we put another 3 double crochets. So let's start out with these 3 double crochets first. Okay, so for the first cluster of 3 double crochets, I'm actually going to start out with a chain 3. This will count as our first double crochet, okay? And then into the same space, we're going to put 2 more double crochets. That was 1, and that was 2. So we're going to come back into the space when we close the round and we put another 3 double crochets later. But for now, we're going to jump into the next space and we're going to do 3 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, and then we jump into the next space. So it's the 2 spaces surrounding the single pineapple stitch. Okay, so we're going to jump into the next space and we're going to do another 3 double crochets. 2, 3. Okay, and now you see that you have the 2 pineapple stitches here. So into this space, we're going to do 3 double crochets, chain 3 double crochets. So let's do the first 3 double crochets first. That's 1, that's 2, that's 3. Now you do a chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and into the same space, you're going to put another 3 double crochets, and this is going to form one of our hexagon corners. See? So wherever you have a cluster of 2, that's where you do the 3, chain 3, 3. So the next 2, we're going to do 3 double crochets, 3 double crochets with no chains in between, okay? There was 1, 2, 3, jump right into the next space. We do another 3 double crochets, 2 and 3, and then in the next space you have the 2 pineapple stitches. So we're going to do 3 double crochets, chain 3 double crochets. So that was my first 3 double crochets, chain 3, and another 3 double crochets. See, and that forms your corner. So you continue to do this all the way around, and I'll meet you right back here where we started, and then we'll close the round and do our round 5, which is going to be our last round coming up. Okay, so I worked my way all the way around. I did my 3 double crochets in this space, and here in our beginning space you can see we have 2 pineapple stitches, which means we're also going to put 2 sets of 3 double crochets. So we already have 3 double crochets in there from the beginning, and I'm going to put another 3 double crochets in there. And this time around we actually going to do a chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to slip stitch into the chain 3 that we did originally to close the round. Okay, so this last round is just single crochets. So to get it started, I'm going to do a chain 1, and into the same space where I just did my slip stitch, I'm going to put a single crochet. Go ahead and mark your first single crochet, and then we're going to do a single crochet in every stitch. So the second stitch always goes in hiding, so you really have to be careful not to skip this. So this was our chain 3. If you look at our second stitch and travel all the way up, this is the second one. So it looks kind of funny, but that's what it is. So single crochet, single crochet. So you should have, so we have clusters of 3, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. So we have 4 clusters of 3. So 4 times 3 is 12. So if you did it correctly, you should do 12 single crochets, and then in the chain 3 space, we're going to put 2 single crochets, and then you're going to have 12 single crochets, 2 in the space again. Okay, so I have 3 single crochets right now. This is 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Yay, I got it right. So 12 single crochets. We find ourselves in the chain 3 space, and in there we're going to put 2 single crochets. So that was 1, and that was 2, and then you have 12 single crochets coming up. That was 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 2 more into the space. And that is your last round. So single crochet your way around, 2 single crochets in each of the corner, and I will meet you back over here. Okay, so I worked my way all the way around. I find myself in the last space. So here I'm going to do 2 single crochets. And I'm not going to slip stitch into the first stitch, but I'm going to do an invisible join instead. So cut off your yarn, pull your tail, go ahead and put your tail onto a tapestry needle. I'm going to take my stitch marker off. So the stitch marker marks your first stitch, right? So for the invisible join, I'm actually going to insert my needle 1 stitch to the left of the first one, and I go from the front to the back, and I make sure that I go underneath both legs of the stitch. So pull it a little close, and then you're going to go with your needle into the last stitch, back loop only, so from the middle through the back, and then try to catch some of the stitches in the back, and then pull it close, and then slowly make it about the same width or as all the other stitches. See? And then you don't even see the join. Okay, and then you just need to fasten off your stitches. Okay, so for this bag we need 16 squares, and our next step would be to assemble them together. So I did block these. This is my beautiful block. So as you can see, once blocked, they are so perfect. So let's talk about assembling them together. So I have 3 stacks here. These 2 stacks are 5 hexagons each, and this one has 6 hexagons. So let's put this one aside for now. So for the front and the back, you're going to be needing to assemble them like this. Okay, so we need 5 for the front and 5 for the back. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to attach 2 of these together, and then you attach 3 of them together. And once you have these 2 pieces, we're going to attach them together like this. Okay, and you will need 2 of them, so that's why I have 2 stacks of 5. And in the end, for the 6, we have 6, and you're going to assemble like one long line of 6 of them. It doesn't even fit in my camera. So anyhow, so you assemble 6 of these together, and they will basically go in the middle between the 2 of them. Okay, so it would be like this. Then you have the 3 and the 2. Okay, but let's start with one step at a time. So here's my 6. We're going to start with assembling these 2 together first. So to assemble them, we will need our hook, because we're going to do a slip stitch in between the hexagons to attach them together. To do so, you're going to have, this is right side up, okay, and this is the left side together. So you're going to put 2 pieces together, left side together, and then what you can do is you can take some stitch markers and put them together. So remember, we have 2 single crochets in each of the corner spaces. So I'm going to go ahead and insert my stitch marker here in the first single crochet, and then over here I'm going to put it in the first single crochet on this side. So let's put these 2 together, and then over here, same thing. I'm going to do the first single crochet before the double crochet start, and over here I'm going to do the same thing. So you have 12 single crochets in between of that, and you're going to slip stitch them together. And to do so, you're going to insert your hook back loop only. Okay, so back loop only. So for this piece here, this is the back loop, right? So this is your back loop, and then over here these stitches would be your back loop only. Okay, so let's grab some yarn, and to get started we're going to do a slip knot into our yarn. So the first stitch is going to be where I just marked them at. So I'm going to take these stitch markers out. So I'm going to insert my crochet hook into the back loop only on this side, and then I'm going to insert my crochet hook in the back loop only on this piece. Okay, so back loop only, back loop only. And then with the tail, okay, so with your yarn in between the 2 pieces, you're going to yarn over, and you're going to yarn over, pull through both loops as well as your slip knot to get started. Okay, so first one is always the hardest. Now the tail, we're just going to put the tail in between, out of the way. Okay, tail in between the pieces, insert your hook into the next stitch, back loop only. You go over to the other side, you insert your hook, back loop only. yarn over, and pull through all 3 stitches. Doesn't look like much yet, but hang in there with me. So back loop only, back loop only, yarn over, pull through all 3 loops. So let me put down my work on the table, and that makes it a little bit easier, and hopefully it makes it a little bit easier for you to see as well. Okay, so we have the tail here, back loop only, back loop only, yarn over, pull through all 3. Let's take a peek of what it looks like right now. So you can see here, here's your slip stitch line in the middle of it, and it's nice and flat, and it looks really pretty this way. It takes some time to just get used to it. It looks like I'm clumsy, but it's just really hard to do on camera. But once you get used to it, it actually goes pretty fast. Just make sure that the yarn is always underneath the stitches. And this is how you attach the pieces together. And you just cut off the tail, pull it through, and one part of the assembly done. So next up, you want to do 3. So assemble this part, assemble this part, and once you're done with that, I meet you, and then we put them together, okay? Okay, so I got my 2 pieces together and my 3 pieces together. So let's go ahead and connect these 2 pieces. I'm gonna start from over here, and in the corner here, that's the most important part, because you wanna make sure that you get a loop from this one, and this one to really make this corner nice and tight. Okay, so I'm just going to do it really slowly without speeding up or talking on this side, so you can follow along, and then we'll do this one together. Okay, doke? So I got my yarn here with a slip knot on my crochet hook. I'm going to take my first piece here, I'm going to start out with the single crochet, the first single crochet here on this side, back loop only, right? And then I'm going to grab my back loop only over here and then yarn over, pull through all 3 loops. So let's go ahead and put the tail over here out of the way. So I'm just going to do it slowly without talking, and you guys can just follow along. And you notice that once I have both loops on there, I grab my yarn and go through the first one first, and then I turn my work just a little to get through the last 2. You will find your groove on how to do this. In the beginning, you feel like you're kind of fumbling around, but once you get used to it, it's actually not too bad. Okay, so now we're getting close to the corner, and that's where we have to pay a little bit more attention. Okay, so, oh no, I look like I lost a stitch here. So let me try to grab that one actually while we're doing it. This is not perfect, but you can see mistakes happen. So here I'm at the corner stitch, so I'm gonna grab this back loop, and then for this piece, I'm gonna grab this back loop. In this case, it looks like I lost my stitch here. I'm going to grab this one too, which normally you wouldn't have. But and then over here we would actually be grabbing this corner stitch right here. So and then you yarn over and then go through all of them one at a time, right? And then this corner is going to be nice and tight because you have this stitch connecting this piece with this piece with this piece. And then you would just go on to the next stitch here, over here, and then go back to doing it the way you were doing it before. So I'm going to work my way over here, and I'm going to show you another corner one more time without that little loop that I had hanging there by mistake, so you can see it one more time. Okay, so I'll be right back. So I started here with you guys. I worked my way here, and here in the corner, see when I spread it, you can see how there is no gap because we had one loop from this hexagon, and we grab one loop from this hexagon and one loop from here, and all combine it into one slip stitch. And you want to do the same thing over here. So we're going to do it together one more time. Okay, so I'm one stitch before the corner, so I'm going to finish this. Okay, so now I'm at the corner, so I'm going to grab the single crochet loop from this hexagon, grab in this case we're going to go up, grab the back loop from this hexagon, and then I'm going to grab the back loop from this hexagon. So I got one loop from each of the hexagons here, and then yarn over, pull through all of them, and then let's do one more together that connects these two, and then we'll take a look at our corner. Okay, so let's take a look. It's hard to see right now, but I just turned the corner and the slip stitch continues over here. And then you continue this way, and then this corner is going to look just like this corner where we grab 1 2 3 1 2 3. In this case it was a little different because we grabbed 1 2 3 over here. So let's continue all the way over here, and when I'm done here I'll show you what my piece looks like. All right, so we have the 5 pieces together, and I did 2 of them. Okay, so one is going to be for the front and one is going to be for the back. So we're going to assemble it like this later on. But in the middle of these 2 pieces, we're going to be putting the last 6 pieces. So the 6 pieces we have left, you're going to just put them next to each other like this, and then you're going to assemble them here in the middle. So you do just assemble them this way, so you have one long piece with 6 hexagons total. So let's do that, and then I will meet you back. Okay, so I got this piece of 5 pieces here. I got another piece here with 5 pieces, and then I got the long piece with the 6 pieces. So next up, what I'm going to do is I'm going to connect these 3 pieces together, just the way this is. Okay, so you will start from here, and then you connect this piece all the way up here, and then you connect this piece here, and you connect with here. Okay, and once you're done with that, the sides will be connected like this. So this part here connects up here, and you can see that you would connect this piece, and then this piece goes up here. It's hard to see right now, so I would do it one step at a time. So start connecting the 5 piece with the 6 piece, and then the 5 piece here will connect it with the 6 piece as well. So one big piece, and then we'll go from there. All right, so I got one big piece, looks like a honeycomb. And now if you look over here, and you can see that you have 1 2 3 sides, and you will attach these 3 sides with 1 2 3 sides right here. So it's a little easier to see now. So you would attach this side with this side, you would attach this side with this side, and then the last side like this. And you would do that on both sides, right? You're going to attach these, and then you would turn around, and then you would do the same thing over here. So attach 1 2 3 sides. So I hope that makes sense. So do that next, and that would be our complete bag, and then we're going to work on our straps coming up. Okay, so I attached the side piece to the main body, and I wanted to show you what it looks like. So remember, it looked like this, and then I connected this side, this side, this side to these sides here, and this is the top. So this is 1, 2, 3, and on the back side I did the same thing, 1, 2, 3. So the 6 piece basically runs through the bottom and goes up the side, and that is what it looks like. Okay, so if you take it out, it's kind of like this, and then you have, you know, the bottom of the bag. So do the same thing on the other side. So connect this side and then this side and this side. So 3 sides, front and back, and that will be the whole assembly. So I meet you right back. All right, both sides are assembled. Now look how cute this is. This is the 6 pieces that we assembled. So it goes through the bottom and up to the side on both sides. Okay, and this is what your bag looks like. And this is the inside of the bag. So sweet. I mean, it looks so sweet. So what I'm going to do is, just to give it a little bit more structure before doing the strap, I'm going to do a row of single crochets on top of all of the peaks. So I'm going to go ahead and do a slip knot, and I'm going to do a I'm going to do a standing single crochet to get started. So I'm just going to go ahead and insert my hook in any stitch that you want to start. Insert your hook, pull up a loop, and do a single crochet. So that is your standing single crochet. And then you can go ahead and mark the stitch if you like. And what I'm going to do is just single crochet all the way around. So when we get to the peak, or the top / corner of the hexagon coming up, I'm going to put 2 single crochets in there. So I'm almost there. Okay, see here, so you have 2 single crochets. So do 1 and 2, just as you see it. Okay, and then it goes back down. Let me do a couple more and show you what it looks like. Okay, so we did 2 single crochets earlier, so it's 2 single crochets just like that, and then we're going to work our way down. And on the bottom, I'll show you how to do it. We want to make sure that we combine the hexagons together in the corners and make it look nice and smooth. Okay, so I'm almost here, so I'm going to do another single crochet here, and now I'm going to do 2 single crochets together. So I'm going to insert my hook here, and I'm also going to insert my hook on the other side like this. Okay, so I show you again. So single crochet, insert it as if to do a single crochet, and I insert my hook on the other side. Then I pull up a loop, pull through all the loops, and single crochet. Okay, and then from here, just continue as normal. So let me do a couple more stitches so you can see what the valley looks like. Okay, here I'm coming up to my next peak, and here's what the valley looks like. So doing this single crochet round just really ties things together. it just looks a little bit neater to me. You don't have to do it, but I just like it better. So let's go ahead and do it all the way around until you get to your first standing crochet, and then you can just do an invisible join at that point of time, and then I meet you back to do the straps. Okay, so I'm almost at the end, so I'm gonna do one more single crochet here, and then here in the valley I'm gonna pick up both sides here, and like this, and then here's our first standing crochet. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut off my yarn, pull the tail, and then I'm gonna put this on a tapestry needle. And we have marked our first stitch here, so I'm gonna leave it there so it's a little bit easier for you to see. And I'm gonna insert my needle not into this first stitch, but I'm gonna insert my needle into the next stitch to the left of it. Okay, and I'm gonna go underneath both legs from the front to the back. Now we can take this one off and then pull your yarn. And then what you want to do is you want to go with your needle back loop only into the last stitch. Okay, so we go through the middle, back loop only, and try to catch some of the back here, and then pull, and pull it about the same width as all the other stitches. And then you have a beautiful invisible join, and then you just have to fasten off these loose ends. Okay, so I actually attach some grommets where my straps are going, and you don't have to do that obviously, but I actually just like the looks of them, and also it makes this a little bit stronger when you put in the strap. Okay, and it's actually very easy to do. So the grommet pieces look like this. So you have two pieces, one is a little taller than the other, and then you also have this tool for you to put it in. It looks more complicated than it is, so let's go ahead and do that together. So this is the outside of my bag. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the piece that has the tall neck, and I'm going to put it through my corner here, the hexagon corner, just like so. Okay, and then you take this round piece and you're going to put it right in there, and it has like this rigid in the middle, so it's going to hold the grommet nice and tight there. And then you're going to take the flatter piece and you're going to put this on top, just like so. And then you're going to take this tool and you're going to place it in the middle like so, and you take a hammer and you give this a nice little whack. Make sure it's so, don't do like little jabs, but give it like 1 or 2 nice whacks, and then it'll be in. Okay, and that is it, and then you have your grommet in. See, it's very easy with this tool, and it's not expensive, so you don't have to buy the expensive one. So this works for me. So let's talk straps. I decided to make this beautiful braided look straps, and I think it will add a lot of style to the back, and it's very easy to make. So lengthwise, these straps are 25 inches long, which is 63.5 centimeters long. Okay, to get going on the strap, I'm gonna start with a slip knot, and I'm gonna do chain 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, and then you're gonna yarn over, insert your crochet hook into the first stitch, and pull up a loop nice and tall. Yarn over, do the same thing. That's number 2, and then we're going to do it for a third time. yarn over, pull up a loop, nice and tall. Okay, and then you have all these loops on your hook. You should have 1, 2, I think 7. Yarn over, pull through all the loops, chain 1. So that was the first one. And then you're going to turn your work this way, and you're going to go between the bobble stitch and the chain 4 that you originally did in this one. Okay, so yarn over, insert here, pull up a loop, that's 1, yarn over, pull up a loop, 2, yarn over, pull up a loop, 3, yarn over, pull through all the loops, chain 1. Okay, this time around we're going to go through this stitch right here in between the 2 bobbles and the original chain 4. So these are our setup rounds. Okay, so yarn over, insert your crochet hook here, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull up number 2, yarn over, pull up number 3, then yarn over, pull through all the loops and chain 1. Okay, so our setup rows are ready. So from now going forward, you're going to insert your hook, and you have to spread your work a little bit, and you're going to insert your hook not through here, but it's going to go through here. It might be hard for you to see, but when you go through the process, you will see that there's a little gap here in between the bobble stitch and the center. So you yarn over, insert your hook right here, pull up a loop. That's 1. Yarn over, pull up a loop, 2, yarn over, pull up a loop, 3, yarn over, pull through all the loops and chain 1. And that is what you're going to repeat. So yarn over, find that little gap right here, pull up 1 loop, 2 loop, 3 loop, yarn over, pull through all the loops, chain 1. So let me do a couple more without narrating it so you can just watch. And you keep going until you have the length that you're looking for. So go ahead and do all of that, and then you just need to attach the straps. Okay, I attach the straps on one side of my back already, and this is what it looks like. Look how pretty these straps look with this back. So I am going to turn this around. So I attached the strap on this grommet already, but I wanted to do this side together with you so you can see how I did it. So make sure that your strap is not twisted or anything like that. And then I have the tail end here on my tapestry needle. And it's very, very simple. And then you just pull through the strap. And it's about 1 inch. So if you look on the back, I pull it up about 1 inch up, okay? And then all you need to do is, first of all, I'm gonna go through here on this side to make it even this side. And then all you need to do is basically go up and down and attach the strap to itself in a sense, right? And I do that, you know, a good few times. I would say 10 to 12 times back and forth. And if you feel like it's secure, and then you can just fasten off and cut off the tail, and then you would be done. But that's what it looks like on the other side. It's nice and clean, and it's very easy, right? Okie dokie, and I'm done with my straps. So this is the finished bag. I love this design. I would love to hear from you if you like the design. And look how roomy it is on the inside. What a beautiful bag, especially with the summer coming up. I think it's going to be really awesome. If you want to see more designs like this, I would love to hear from you. If you get stuck anywhere and you have specific questions, leave me a comment. I will always try to answer all of the comments to the video. So I will see you guys next time. Bye.